If anybody deserves a legacy award for Northampton, it would be Dan Yacuzzo. Dan's legacy was to see the start of Northampton becoming the mecca for eating, and it was always his goal to see us sustain that position. And he did a wonderful job of it, whether it's through the Taste of Northampton or Restaurant Week, or for his other many contributions, including the bid that he participated in founding. Dan will be remembered forever for helping sustain and make Northampton destination dining.
When I think of Dan Yacuzzo, I think of a guy who was really the consummate citizen. He ran his business. He ran a wonderful business, but he was so active in the community, in every aspect of the community, and taking on difficult problems like the redevelopment of the Northampton State Hospital or chairing the planning board, which is a tough job, engaged in every aspect of public life in the city at the same time being such a wonderful businessman. He was really the consummate citizen.
In 1987, I rolled into Northampton, and one of the first people that I met was Dan Yacuzzo. How appropriate that was. Over the 30 years, we became close friends. He was always a mentor of mine. And what was really astounding was the atmosphere of camaraderie and mutual respect that he created, and it permeated throughout our entire community.
Dan Yacuzzo taught me many things over the years, one of them being the importance of treating downtown Northampton as one. He was the first to talk about dining and shopping locally. In the 90s, Dan ran an advertising campaign that Don Muller and Cathy Cross loved. Let me call it, There Really Is a Don Muller, There Really Is a Cathy Cross. Here he was, advertising his neighbors before even mentioning the East Side Grill. This shows you the magnitude of the business owner, Dan Yacuzzo, and the friend I loved.
Dan and I sat here in council chambers, shoulder to shoulder, every other Thursday night for almost 15 years as we each took a turn at chairing the planning board. Dan had the rare ability to see issues from the perspective of both the proponent and opponents of zoning and permit requests. The ability to understand the concerns of the private sector developer as well as the neighbors that might be affected by a project. A disposition of balance, fairness, and consideration for all. That was Dan.
Dan and I had a relationship that started in 7th grade and became a lifelong friendship. We shared an interest in sports, and we shared an interest in our community that formed a bond for life. He was an extraordinary man, and it was an extraordinary loss.
One of the big things I learned from Dan through the years, and there were many, is that what's good for the community is good for your business, good for the restaurant. One of my favorite phrases of his, not related, was, "This ain't no party, this ain't no disco, this ain't no fooling around. Come out on a busy night when things are going well." And with that, I'm off like a dirty undershirt.